Picture this: Rome, nearly 2,000 years ago. A man wakes up long before sunrise. It's freezing in his room, the blankets are heavy, and just outside his door, an entire empire is waiting for his orders. Honestly, he doesn't want to get out of bed. Instead, he grabs a small journal and writes a note to himself. When you're struggling to get up in the morning, just remind yourself, I was made to do the work of a human being. That man was Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome. He could have whatever he wanted with just a single word, and he still hated waking up on a random Tuesday just as much as we do. But he got up anyway, not because he found some secret trick, but because he learned how to function completely without motivation. Today, I want to show you exactly how he did it. 10 simple ideas from his private journal that can completely rewire how you live. Let's get into it. Number 1, stop waiting to feel ready. Think back to the last time you had to do something hard. Maybe you've been putting off debugging a stubbornly complex piece of code, or maybe you had to drag yourself to the gym when your energy was completely drained from trying to cut a few extra kilos. What did you do first? You probably scrolled on your phone, right? You were waiting to feel ready. But that's the trap. Marcus didn't sit around waiting for inspiration. He just asked himself, what is your job today? And then he did it. The cold reality is the people you admire aren't magically more motivated than you. They just start in the middle of the resistance, because motivation comes after action, not before it. Number 2, build the room inside you. Think of your mind like a house. For most of us, the windows are permanently open. Every negative comment, every piece of bad news walks right through the door and sits on the couch. No wonder you feel exhausted. Marcus built something he called the inner citadel, a quiet room inside his mind where nothing from the outside could enter without permission. He realized you don't control the economy and you don't control what strangers post online, but you do control where you put your attention. Build that room first, and you create your own weather. You can focus even when it's pouring rain outside. Number 3, the wall is the door. Imagine walking somewhere and a massive wall drops right in your path. Most people just turn around and go home. But Marcus wrote this: the obstacle in the path becomes the path. That feeling of resistance you get when starting a huge project isn't a sign that something is wrong. Your body doesn't resist meaningless tasks. Nobody procrastinates on brushing their teeth. The things we avoid are the exact things we know will change us. Stop looking for the easy route. Walk directly toward the wall, because the wall isn't the end of the road. It is the road.
Number 4, let go of their opinions. Marcus once wrote something incredibly sharp. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. We spend so much time curating our lives for an invisible audience. We worry if our work is good enough, if our ideas sound stupid, or if we are progressing fast enough compared to others. But none of that noise actually builds your life. When you stop outsourcing your self-worth to the opinions of strangers, you instantly drop half the weight you've been carrying. Number 5, expect people to be messy. Every single morning, Marcus would tell himself, today I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, and jealous. He wasn't being a pessimist, he was just being prepared.
When you expect people to be perfect, you get frustrated constantly. But when you accept that human beings are flawed, messy, and sometimes difficult, their actions stop feeling like a personal attack. You just nod, accept it as part of nature, and protect your own peace. Number 6, stick to the raw facts. We have this terrible habit of adding our own anxiety to reality. You don't just fail a project, you tell yourself you're a terrible creator. A friend doesn't text back, you tell yourself they secretly hate you. The Stoics had a rule: stick strictly to the raw facts. The code didn't compile, the weight didn't move, the view count was low. That's it. Don't add the extra layer of suffering by turning a simple fact into a tragedy. Deal with the reality, not the story your anxiety wrote about it. Number 7, treat time as a borrowed gift. There is a concept called memento mori, remember that you will die. Marcus constantly reminded himself that he could leave life at any moment, and he let that determine what he did, said, and thought. When you really internalize that your time is finite, you stop wasting it on things that don't matter. You stop holding grudges. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to launch that channel or start that project. The perfect moment is an illusion. The time you have right now is everything. Number 8, work for the common good. Whenever Marcus felt lazy, he reminded himself of a concept called sympathia, the idea that all things are mutually woven together. He believed humans were made for each other, like the upper and lower rows of teeth. Whatever you are building, whether it's an app, a business, or a piece of art, remember that your work serves others. When you shift your focus from "what do I gain" to "what can I contribute," the work suddenly feels a lot less heavy. You are simply playing your part in the whole. Number 9, the 5 minutes before sleep. We all assume self-improvement is a morning thing. The cold plunges, the early alarms. But the Romans knew that your day is actually built the night before. Before sleeping, just take 5 minutes of brutal honesty in the dark. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What did I do badly? And what am I going to do differently tomorrow? Your brain cares about what you repeat. Reviewing your day tells your brain, I am watching, I am learning. Tomorrow's discipline actually starts tonight. Number 10, just the next thing. This is the most important one. When we fail at discipline, it's usually because we try to tackle everything at once. All the habits we want to build, all the versions of ourselves we're trying to become. The weight of it crushes us. Marcus had a brilliantly simple rule. Confine yourself to the present. Forget the week ahead. Just focus on the next thing. Opening the document, putting on your shoes, writing one single sentence. Taking the first step is 99% of the work. Everything else just flows naturally once you've started. Marcus Aurelius died in the year 180. His empire was sick with plague and his armies were at war. He had every excuse in the world to sit back and wait for better days. But he never did. He got up every single morning. He did his job for 20 years. That private notebook he kept survived because it's the honest thoughts of a man who literally had everything, yet still had to remind himself, to simply get out of bed. This isn't just a productivity system, it's a way of living. And it's still working 2 millennia later. So I'll leave you with a simple question. Which of these 10 ideas are you going to start with tonight? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one.